Welcome to the 2020 NFL Pro Bowl live in Orlando, Florida. It's fourth and forever.
We're 20-second timeout. Could be a full, folks. I get to do the intro. I won the Ballsy Bet of the Week.
Damn it.
How's that chest hair feeling?
Full, Jewish.
I happen to remember the Titans, and your luck with the Titans ran out, bud.
Oh, was hoping you wouldn't bring this up.
Yeah, so welcome to Fourth and Forever. I'm Mark Sanchez. This is Adam Ray. We're down at the 2020 Pro Bowl here in Orlando, Florida. Huge show for us.
Big show
First
today.
time on location for us, so we traveled. We got a lot of outtakes from that.
Got peanuts on the flight.
Creepy stuff. Let's see. Great guest today.
Yeah.
Deshaun Watson, his quarterback coach, Quincy Avery. I don't know how you have a poll like this, but this is pretty
Dude,
cool.
all I did, I hit up Deshaun. I knew a buddy who knew a buddy who had his Facebook page, and he sent him a DM, and he got back.
Basically, you DM'd Deshaun.
Yeah.
And he responded, so I don't
It's
know
a
what
great
that
show, spin-off show, DMing Deshaun, and just all these white dude sports fans that don't get replies.
So we're stoked to have him on the show, and then we're going to shave your chest, which is going to be great.
Well, if we shave it, I would love that, but I
Wax
think
it,
the bet
excuse
was
me.
wax it. But we can also feel it out when we get there, because like my
I think we
chest is
should
kind of a
wax.
delicate part of my body, and I came to Orlando to have fun, and if I'm bleeding from the neck down, how much fun are we having? No, but I'm fired up. This is, one of the perks of having you be a part of the show is getting us hookups like this and getting us to talk to the NFL's best. And, some of these, first of all, just being at the Pro Bowl.
Right.
Like, you walk in, they go, hey, who are you? And then they give you this. And then, they go, who are you? Where'd you get that jean jacket? Don't you know you're in Florida? And I go, yeah, but it's a style choice. And then they go, wait, you're not on the list. And then they look it up, and then they have to call down. It was a whole thing, but I got one. And Mark was already here because
that costs a lot of money, by the way.
Yeah, I just had to pay for it. But hey, man, memories. Can
you not ask Deshaun to sign that, by the way? Let's not fan out, okay?
Oh man,
I know he's not a Seahawk, but
yet.
Oh God, here we go.
Is there something about being down here, like for a player, it's obviously, like you've been around situations like this way more than I have, so is it easy to kind of...
Actually, that's really funny you say that. This is my first Pro Bowl.
Mark, guys.
That's self-deprecating, so.
But you've been
honestly, to see the environment, to see the guys kind of, just cut loose a little bit.
Yeah.
And a lot of them are with their families. All their wives get together.
This is a big family game, right?
Huge family game. It's a free vacation for them. So they're out at the pool hanging out. All their kids are running around together. They're talking about, games. They're talking about playing. What up, babe? They're talking about games. They're talking
I love your
about
hat. Fuck, I panicked.
Fuller.
What? Damn it.
Yeah,
it's a vacay.
Yeah, it's a huge vacation for these guys.
How much is the game a concern for
Well,
you?
you've seen, it's not like full tackle football. Right. It's pretty mellow.
They
and
should
guys
go flag
respect
at
each
some
other.
point.
It seems like that's the direction it's heading.
Right?
It really is. But guys they respect each other so much. And we've talked about this, I think, maybe not on air, but one of the most important things that guys say to each other after games, it can be a heated game, it's intense, it's competitive, but everybody just says, hey man, good luck, stay healthy. There's a respect around the league of guys. Nobody wants to hurt anybody, and everybody wants to win, but nobody wants to hurt anybody. So when you're at an event like this, they're not trying to take anybody's head off,
This is also a chance, I would assume, for guys to build that rapport even more.
Exactly.
And it's it's a hang. It's like for any sports all-star game. It's that chance where you can kind of hopefully go, oh man, we're in the competitive grind the whole time. So the chance to actually hang and get to know someone one-on-one.
For those competitive guys that know other guys are going to be free agents, hey man, this is your chance to recruit. Go recruit your guy.
That's a
Go
real
talk.
thing,
Hey,
isn't it?
Throw him a couple extra balls in the game. Go, take him to a movie, take him to dinner or something like that.
I didn't
Why
even
not?
think about that.
Come on, man.
You're auditioning for a potential new job.
Potentially, yeah.
Team.
The Seahawks are coaching, so
Fired up about that.
gonna have
Pete,
to
if
keep
you are
in a
watching,
straight jacket. God.
if I see Pete, Russ, Shaq, or Bobby, I'm gonna lose my fucking mind. I wore my Pete Carroll Seahawk thong, so not true. We'll edit that out. Actually, you know what? We'll edit it out and send it a direct link to Pete. How much do you get to relax, and is the game even? Do you think these guys are actually prepping game-wise? Is there a game plan?
It's very relaxed. It's walkthroughs. It's basic calls.
Is it just audibles at the line for the QBs?
They're just drawing plays in the dirt. I mean, they have ideas, but whatever they call in the huddle is kind of like a starting point. Think of it like an essay prompt. Like, you kind of take it wherever you want.
This game reminds me of like recess football, where like if
Exactly.
you were
It's
quarterback,
backyard football.
you got to do this where you look at guys and go, you go like that, and you go like
both
that.
teams, both coordinators, it's the Ravens and
Hawks.
Seahawks coaching staffs.
Right.
So I guarantee they have, a flea flicker, a reverse, a double reverse, a reverse pass. They have all that.
Has anyone ever gotten injured in the Pro Bowl?
It's happened, but probably shouldn't bring it up.
The more that I've seen like interviews with athletes, and I mean also you're like my gauge for the sensibility comedically of athletes, because I'm like, oh, they should all be this cool and loose, but it's like,
Not everybody's like that.
yeah, not everybody's Mark Sanchez.
Whoa.
Speaking of Mark Sanchez, you got to host the Skills Challenge.
I did.
How was that? Bucket list?
It was really cool. So I hosted. It wasn't on TV. It didn't air because obviously better face for radio, right?
Dude, stop.
Don't. It's just the fans in the stadium, so it was on like the loudspeaker, the PA
dope.
system.
Yeah.
And so the guy who actually is the voice of the Super Bowl and a lot of NFL films and type stuff. His name's Roach. I got to hang out with him. We went to dinner the other night, and he is awesome. He does a lot. He's trying to break into voiceover stuff like you do.
With the NFL films guy you had dinner with, so he was like, "Give me a Caesar salad with chicken on the side."
He said we went to a Mexican restaurant, and he said, I'll have the, what were the tacos? He said, the pork belly tacos. I was just like, whoa. You could have literally said,
"Give me the Troy Aikman margarita
like
and
steamy
the John
pile of horse crap, and I would eat it just because of the way he says it.
Dude,
it's
that's
so
amazing.
It's really impressive. But so he would send it down to us. He's like, and now back to the field with Mark and Olivia.
That's so
Boom.
cool.
And so we would do our, analysis of the players and stuff. So it's cold and rainy, and they had this full-on like obstacle course.
Do they like doing it?
So I think at the beginning, it's like I said, it's cold and rainy, so I'm like, ooh, if anybody pulls something or anything, like I hope these guys are warmed up. I'm thinking total doomsday, like, ooh, I don't want anything bad to happen, especially I'm involved in it now. I'm like, let's just make sure everybody has fun.
But it's all for the fans.
It's all for the fans. And so you get these guys together, you got to understand, these are the top athletes in the world, right? And they're so competitive. They wouldn't get here. They wouldn't be at this level if they weren't competitive.
Yeah.
So when things start happening, everybody kind of filters in. It's a little slow. But when it starts happening, somebody puts a ball in their hand, somebody says, hey, there's a time limit, there's a score, there's some sort of competition, just like a total male. Boom. I mean, these guys come alive, and they compete their ass off. It's really impressive. So I'm talking to, you see Deshaun come in, and he's done the Pro Bowl stuff before, but they're figuring out how to hit those targets, for the quarterbacks. They do their quarterback skills, whatever.
Yeah, those are not easy games for them to participate in.
They're not easy. It's a little easier than an actual game because nobody's trying to hit you.
For sure.
But still, there's some strategy to it. And so I went over and talked to Kirk Cousins, who's, as you can imagine, very calculated.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, dude, what's the strategy? I think you got to go for the fours and the corners first, and then there's like sets of 3 targets, 3-point targets.
Fives deep in that corner.
There's 1-5 deep, whatever. I'm like, I think you just paint those corners quick, because once you hit them, you can't hit them again. So boom, take down the 4s quick. That gives you 8 points. Then you got to hit at least one of those 3s. Now you're at 11. At least you're in double digits.
Yeah.
Like, it's respectable. You can't go out of there with less than double digits, right? Like,
Was this the first year they added the cornerback in front of the
yes,
the
that was
holes
different. Yeah.
Okay.
That was different.
Because that was an extra element of just challenge.
That was tough.
Yeah.
Because you
Those guys can jump.
Well, yeah. I mean, it was almost like a goalie, like they were playing goalie kind of thing. So that was pretty cool for the DBs, because I know they wanted to get them involved.
Yeah.
But it was fun to watch.
Did you mix it up with what? Oh, go ahead.
So I saw Cam Jordan.
Yeah.
And they have all the production stuff, the trucks and the cameras that the guys like driving around on the field, right? And they're huge. I mean, they're huge pieces of machinery, and they have all these blankets on them to keep stuff dry and whatever, moving blankets,
Yeah.
Cam Jordan just puts one on. I put it on my story, but he just puts one on because it's so cold out there, and he has this giant moving blanket, and it fits him like, it's
Perfectly.
not that big. There's your boy from the Titans.
Yo, D. Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry, what up? Adam Ray, Mark Sanchez.
What up,
You're the
bud?
man, big fan.
What up, babe?
Yeah, dude, love you. Fuck, God, I'd never know what to. You're the man. Shit.
What did I tell you about that? That was Derrick Henry walking by, and I
See, this is what's great about the
specifically
Pro
told
Bowl,
him,
dude.
Don't do that.
No, but you know what? Like, you try to prep for these moments, just like you know, big game. This is my version of that. And I saw Derrick Henry, big fan. I picked the Titans. You know what I should have said to him? Hey, dude, you want to pay for my chest wax? You fucking, where the fuck are you shit this week? You cost me my chest hair. Look, sometimes the balls don't fall in your court. And when they don't, you gotta take some of your manhood and fucking rip it off your body. Nervous. I have a lot of chest hair. Whoa. This room is a lot smaller than I thought it was gonna be. Whoa. Got a whiff of something. Boy, this is, how many chest waxes have you done? Plenty?
No.
This is your first?
Bam.
Look at her.
You said look at her?
She said it's gonna hurt.
Oh, she said look at her. I was like, these are pics, baby.
Don't cry, okay?
It's gonna hurt so.
Don't cry. That's your advice? Holy God, what is that, honey?
Yeah, something like it.
Is that warm peanut butter? The fuck are you pasting on me? Here, I need to,
Who
wait.
are you?
Oh, God! Look at it. Oh, fuck, God! Why'd you do that so quick? Oh, God. Oh, that is the side boob and undoubtedly the most sensitive part of the body. Oh, fuck! Oh, God! Oh, God, that fucking hurt, man.
This is the last one. You're done.
You give no warning. You just pull it. Sweet. Just give me a countdown. Give a 3, 2, 1. Go, Jeopardy. Jeopardy.
Not yet. Clean.
Am I good?
Yeah, you look great.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Oh my God. That was, excuse me, that was very intense.
And you must win a number 1, okay?
I will.
You're number one.
Hey, you're number 1 in my heart. Look, it was bad. Would I do it again? No! I'm getting a lot of chest compliments, so I think I'm good. But all in the name of Fourth and Forever, baby. Welcome back to Fourth and Forever. Deshaun Watson, Quincy Avery.
Thank you guys for joining us.
Guys, thanks, appreciate it. I want to continue that swag conversation because I could use some new kicks. And I know you probably got a hookup. Do they give you a lot of stuff?
They do, yeah. And then, of course, whoever you sign with, you stop by the Nike Suite. They got some new stuff.
The Nike
That's a
Suite?
nice
Yeah, I just
jumpsuit you
this
got
right
going.
here. Yeah, they gave me this week.
Nice little Nike plug.
Yeah.
All right, stop asking for free stuff.
Fair enough,
please.
yeah, take it, yeah.
All right, this is your 3rd year in the NFL. This is your quarterback coach,
Yes,
Quincy.
sir.
But this is your 3rd year in the NFL. 2nd Pro Bowl. From last year to this year, any differences in your experience, but last year, did you see any of the players that you had played early in the year? Like any guys, like iconic guys that you've watched from afar, didn't know, that came up to you like, hey man, great year or anything?
Yeah, last year was kind of like an eye-opener because, of course, I got the Pro Bowl invite like 2 days before everyone had a report. And so really when I got here, it was just kind of like a weird feeling where, I'm trying to like, I met some guys through passing, but we really never had a conversation. Now I'm having a conversation with them, sitting next to them, hanging out with them. So it was very dope. I mean, everyone really that we played against. But this year it was more of like laid back, chill.
Sure.
Everyone coming up to me, asking about, different situations and, what I'm doing this offseason. So the comfort level is definitely different, this year.
For sure, you're one of the guys.
Yeah, right.
I mean, you have these iconic plays that people keep seeing. You get hit in the eye, you throw a touchdown, you break out, you win a playoff game.
Do they put you up in a dope hotel, or do they put you up in the La Quinta Inn like me?
Nah, it's the hotel dope.
Did you get breakfast at your
Little
hotel?
suite, all that, yeah, sir.
Fuck, man.
2 stories, everything, balcony.
Dude, I gotta get your travel agent. Balcony?
Yeah, balcony.
I have to look up my neighbors.
He's not allowed. He's not even allowed on balconies. So,
is there something about this experience that is, when you get into the league, is it something that you strive for? Just during the season, you're obviously focused on being great for yourself and your team, but once it gets to be in the line of sight, like, do you get like fired up to maybe be selected?
Oh, definitely. I feel like, this is one of the things that, and Mark can, speak on it too, is where you don't kind of focus on it during the season, but definitely everyone wants to be a Pro Bowler. Everyone wants to be an All-Pro, but, only one person, per position gets that.
Yeah.
And usually at the quarterback position, it's the MVP. So, of course, this year was Lamar, last year was Pat. But, everyone, it's just like basketball. Everyone wants to be that all-star. You want to be in that Pro Bowl and be here, bring the family to Disney and, it's a dope experience. So.
Yeah, we were talking about you went to Universal last night.
Yeah.
Yes, right? And
those rides were pretty cool.
Yeah.
That Harry Potter ride was good.
I didn't even get to ride it.
Come on.
We got there late.
No, you didn't.
Nerd alert.
Yeah, no, I didn't ride it either.
We were talking about the Avatar ride.
Avatar, I'm going there today.
Dude, that is, I cannot pimp out a ride hard
That's
enough.
probably
that thing. We were just
That's
talking
right.
about, dude. When I was in line, there was a guy in a wheelchair, and they were not gonna let him on because they were like, dude, it's too dangerous, the motion sickness. He's like, I waited in line for 3 fucking hours. I'm getting on this goddamn ride. I'm gonna fly with the fucking monkeys or whatever they are. And they're like, all right, dude, chill. And he got on, and they had to stay by. But like, is that again another part of the experience where it's like you get to bond with guys you don't get to see during the season, right?
No, for sure. You
Yeah.
get to bond with guys, and then really it's big for the family too. You get to bring all the kids, the mom, the dad. Whoever you want to bring, and then just kind of let them enjoy the park. It's another vacation,
dope, dude.
and like you said, like that's what they're looking for each and every year. So if you come back, multiple years, that one ride or that one experience they had, they want to do it again.
That's great. That's great. You brought up Patrick Mahomes. Obviously, he's played in the Super Bowl, but he was drafted 10. You were drafted 12. Mitch Trubisky, Bears traded up, drafted him. Take me inside the draft room while you're waiting. What were you thinking? Did you ever second guess? I mean, my experience there was the night before the draft, Seattle told me if I'm available at number 4, I'm getting drafted.
Right.
They're taking me at 4. So I went to sleep thinking, great, this is awesome. I'm going to Seattle. Number 4 pick comes, Aaron Curry, linebacker, Wake Forest. I was like, what?
Yeah.
And I'm looking at my agent, he's looking at me, we're like, oh no.
This
I'm
is
drunk at
quick.
Cheesecake Factory. Like, I'm like, dude, what
He's a
happened
huge
to Sanchez?
Seahawks
I'm a
fan.
Seattle guy, man. Yeah.
So I'm having a little mini freak out, and I walk out of the room. Then the Jets end up calling. They traded up for the next pick, whatever. But that moment feels like an eternity.
Right.
Can you talk about what that was like?
It's very long, but I had a great supporting cast and a great agent, and our biggest thing before we actually got there that morning, he was like, "Do you want to go early in the draft to a team that you're really not comfortable with? He's going to have to really work for, or would you rather kind of slide a little bit and go to a nice organization where you can really, fulfill your ability?" And I picked the second one. I want to be
Smart.
in a nice situation. And I had kind of the similar thing. I woke up that morning, and Hugh Jackson was the Browns coach. And
Right,
he texted
right.
me. He said, "Congrats on everything. Just be ready tonight." So I'm like, okay.
Going to Cleveland.
I think I might be going to Cleveland. And
Well,
I'm
hey,
like,
thank God you didn't. Okay, I'll be the first one to
it's cool,
say,
man.
I'm
They got
sorry.
Dave Buster's there. Yeah, that's cool.
nah, I'm not trying to go there.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be a brownie. So I'm like, okay, with number 1 pick, I think they're taking Miles for sure. But, there's been some talk where they have the 12th pick,
Right.
they want to trade up. They have all these picks, they got all this money, they can trade up and get inside. So, we're sitting there and I'm kind of sliding, it's taking forever. And then we get to 10 and KC comes up and I looked at my agent and he's like, no, they're taking Pat. Cool, understand that.
Makes sense.
I think 11 was the Saints and then 12 was Browns. So we sitting at 12 and I'm like, this is the one. I think I'm going to Cleveland. I'm sitting there.
Put on a fake smile.
You start just getting cold in the room just thinking
Yeah,
about
and
it.
next
Yeah.
you know, we look at the TV and boom, Houston traded up. And I'm like, whoa, this is, and then he gets the call and he's like, it's H-Town and bam, it's,
Dave Malgetta.
yeah.
What goes? I mean, truly, what's going on in your heart, your head? Like,
I mean, your heart's racing, regardless.
Racing.
Yeah, it's racing. Regardless if you know you're going on 1 pick, like Miles knew he was going 1, I guarantee he was like,
Still nervous,
yeah,
yeah.
it's just that feel, like you can't, I mean, it's an excitement feel, and like I cried, you know what I'm saying? I got the call and I just started crying. I usually don't cry,
that whole experience seems like,
It was
obviously,
dope.
again, a thing that you are prepping for, but you can't prep for once you get there, right?
No, you just let it come to you. That's the best advice I can give to anybody that's going to the draft, is just let it come to you, enjoy the moment, regardless of where you get picked. I mean, it's special.
It's a
By the
special
way,
day.
yeah.
big on you to check your ego because you mentioned that you had like somewhat of a choice to kind of slip a little bit and
Yeah,
go
what
to
would
maybe
you
a
rather
better
have?
spot. Like that's easier said than done. I feel like a lot of guys would be like, no, like I want to go.
I want
on
the
top.
money. I want the money. I want the
but
notoriety.
It's not always good that way, because you want to go to a, an organization, coaching staff where you can be able to feel, especially if you're going to play early. You want to be able to have the most success you can.
I like that.
Well, that speaks to your character.
It really does.
Yeah.
And the philanthropy side. I know people in Houston know this, and it's more of insider Texans kind of fan stuff, but people need to know. You got your first 2 game checks and donated it right back to 2 people in the cafeteria. Do I have that story correct?
Yeah,
Can you
it was
take me
3
inside?
cafeteria, so like,
3 cafeteria. Hold on. Your first game check. Your first 2 game checks.
It was like
as an NFL player, 12th pick.
Like the last pregame and the check and the first game check.
I mean, I was trying to explain that to Adam when we were prepping for this. I'm like, you don't understand. Guys buy cars, jewelry, they send their family on a trip, whatever. Take me into that. How did that happen? Why?
Yeah,
Who are they? What did?
So it was 3 cafeteria ladies. They're still there, and they're there at 4:30 in the morning before everyone, prepping all the food. They're the last one to leave, like 9:30 at night. And that was the time of Hurricane Harvey, and it was a lot of floodings and people losing a whole bunch of stuff. And I found out through someone that worked up top in the organization that these 3 ladies were hurting, but you couldn't tell. We got back, we came back to the facility, we practicing, they're still smiling, but they lost everything. And so once I found that out, I called my financial guy and I was like, hey, can we do this for them? And he's like, yeah, I can do it ASAP. I sent it over. And so that's what we did, and I surprised them with.
Man.
They give you like nice meals now, or?
Yeah,
I was gonna say, you hook them up potato salad. There's a couple extra scoops for you, baby.
Nah, they made sure they take care of me for sure.
You're seeing them daily, right?
Right.
So you develop like an extra bond.
Yeah.
And I feel like they live and die with your guys'
They do.
games,
They
right?
enjoy it. They feel like they're a part of us.
Of
like,
course.
The food that they're feeding
They're
us.
fueling.
Yeah,
They're
exactly.
probably
see on
telling
TV.
people like, I
Yeah.
gave Deshaun that extra piece of lettuce. You see what happened?
The next time you flex on somebody.
Yeah, they're like, they're flexing too. That's like,
His first playoff win, by the way, huge. I mean, that was unbelievable.
Appreciate
And so many questions on that, but like the prep, the routine, did anything change going into that? Food, like what are you putting in before you get out on the field?
we're definitely on a new level. When I first got there, it was anything and everything. But now we have a new nutritionist who's bringing in all types of food. But we eat some good steak, salmon, soul food, like everything.
See, it's easy, man. Just be an
Chinese.
NFL player,
Yeah, dude, I've been trying, man.
It's a
I do
big
6
buffet.
push-ups a year, and I fucking, Wait, so the food does play a factor because
for
I hear
sure,
this from Mark all the time.
Recovery and everything, how you perform and the energy. All that stuff really matters. And as a young player, you don't really get that knowledge and that preparation for it until you kind of get in the lead and you hear other veteran guys.
Right.
I didn't know.
You've had guys help you there.
No, yeah, and that's the beauty of that locker room.
JJ, Brian Cushing.
It's
Mike, he's my roommate in college.
Really?
Crazy dude. Crazy dude.
Still is.
He's
And
awesome.
then laid back a little bit, but he's still exactly.
He's a
my
wild
rookie
boy.
year, he was wild.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's great. So, okay, I want a little more insider quarterback stuff. This iconic play, I know, to Taiwan, right? The scramble.
Taiwan,
They bring a 0 blitz in the playoff game.
Yep.
It's like a 2nd down, I believe. Boom, there's a free runner. He kind of pinballs you into somebody else.
Right.
Boom, you break out, and that's the big play that everybody's talking about. 2 plays before that is a 3rd and 18. 3rd and 18. You know this is a quarterback. You know this is a quarterback coach. But for Adam, your coordinator's looking at the play call sheet like,
what do we call?
we got no
We
plays
got
for
nothing.
30.
We ain't practiced none of this.
And so take me into, you scramble, you get out of the pocket. Go ahead, you explain,
so the
because this is
previous play-
important for young QBs.
So even before that, to take it down, they brought, we were in, I think it was empty, and they brought Star Mike. And all week, or pretty much all year, they didn't really do it. Even during the game, course of the game, boom, 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 I'm getting it picked up.
Gave you something new
and
late.
Next, new late, I'll kind of, how the game, course of the game, they're not going to bring it, we haven't seen it. Overtime, they bring it, boom, now I'm hot. Okay, I lose 8 yards. So all year, especially the first 2 years, I've always had this problem of I'm trying to get the big play, I'm trying to get the big play. Every quarterback have that.
You want that?
So me being blessed with the backup quarterback I have, AJ McCarron, he always told me all year, just take what you give. Take it. Let that's what they get paid for. So, 30-18, I scramble, I move, I see Duke, and I throw it to Duke. I just kind of like
running back
check down.
underneath. Yeah.
Because all week we knew too, like 3rd and long, they sink.
Yep.
They dropping. They're dropping to the 6, past the 6. So I kind of knew that's what Buffalo was gonna do. AJ, of course, I looked to the sideline. He's like, that's our little signal of, hey, just check it down.
Smart.
Step up, let everyone sing, everyone vertical. Duke, give it to him. And if you see Duke, you watch it play again. He catches the ball, he looks and see where the first down marker is, and then he dives straight for it. Literally, if you go back and watch it, you'll see his eyes. And the same time
That's
he's
the
catching
detail,
it,
man.
he looks,
Then
he instead of going sideways, he put his foot in the ground, dives,
That's
first
awesome.
down.
I love that
And then
stuff.
the next play, we go down and win.
And shout out to AJ McCarron, okay?
Oh, yeah.
For
Can
sure,
I get a
yeah.
20-second here? Because I played the backup role as well.
Yeah.
And that gets overlooked sometimes.
Totally.
So
Yeah,
I appreciate you saying that,
he's
because I had a
very,
guy
very
like Mark
helpful.
Brunell who would help me with stuff like that, body language, anything. Anything he
crazy.
saw, he would tell me. And that stuff really helps because there's a lot going on during the game. And so to have somebody like that,
who's
that's
right
pretty
there
cool.
beside you every step of the way, regardless if
like
it's
that.
good or bad. I mean, he's there. Hey, this time, hey, just give it to the tight end. Let him, that's what they get paid
That's
for.
awesome.
He might break a tackle.
I love stuff like that.
But that gets overrated too in the NFL, where a lot of people don't like to tackle, or they can't really tackle as
Right.
much. Because nowadays you're not in full pass all year. The only time you really get full speed tackling is on Sundays.
Right.
So
Yeah, what was that first NFL hit like? Do you still remember it? You think about it? You have flashbacks?
Yeah, hardest hit you've ever had.
Cincinnati Bengals.
which one?
Who?
Cincinnati
Vontae?
Bengals
Vontae?
right before the half. Don't you remember?
No, the run?
Before the run, remember you got hit?
Gino?
Yeah.
It didn't hurt though.
But you're,
It was
Wait, how was it? Can we get a
They said differently. Let's cut to the tape here. Finish real quick.
Thursday night game, his first
I do
start.
remember that. Then the next play I ran the 50-yarder.
Yeah, next play, 50-yarder. What's up? We good?
Just
I
getting
taught him that.
Well, I do want to ask, so Quince, first of all, when did you guys start working together?
High school?
Yeah,
No shit.
In Georgia, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
You were playing too, or what?
No, I'm old. I'm washed.
Tell man.
I got done playing, and I'm just like trying to start training guys. I'm trying to start training guys. I meet him at Elite 11 in Portland, Oregon.
Yeah.
We just kind of clicked. It was just like having conversations, Wasn't even that much about football at the time, a little bit. But, we just started kind of building a relationship. And then it's just grown throughout high school, college, draft, all those things.
So the friendship was the base, and then the football started to become a part of it when you got older.
Right.
And it's still, it's still like that. Like more so than being his quarterback trainer. He's like my brother.
Yeah,
That's
awesome.
You mentioned Deshaun being at the line in that Buffalo game before that big play, like 50 different things that I can't even comprehend how you get to a point to where you can be that cognizant to know all these things and to check the play and to see the Buffalo D, and you said no, that they were going to pull back. How many discussions are you guys having pregame aside from all the regular game planning that's going on before moments like that?
a lot. You try to get as much as you can, and you can't really study. It's really, really hard to study each category and each situation.
Right. You need help.
To the T.
You need help.
So you need help. You need guys like Q. You need guys like AJ McCarron. You need the coaching staff where you can get all this information, because you're trying to, especially as a quarterback, you gotta know what everyone is doing.
Exactly.
Plus the protections, plus the running back, and if they're scanning, if this, and what the defense is going to do. So it's a lot, in your play. So you have guys like Q and AJ and the coaching staff who can simplify it, and then during the course of the game or even before the game, give you little tips that can, if it do pop up, okay, I remember this, and this is what we're going to do.
Is Q with you pregame or on the field during games?
I say I'm pregame during, not on the games,
Yeah.
but pregame. When
But you can send like a text, 20 minutes before the game, be like, oh shit, I forgot,
I'll usually tell
look
him when
out-
I give him a
look out for
hug.
Bobby Wagner.
I'll be like, yo, you know what I'm saying?
When I'm going in and we shake and see each other here.
And a lot of off-season stuff as well.
Yeah.
Off season,
'Cause
and
that-
then after the games, we're together.
So
after the game,
that's
yeah.
another good point you brought up. There's footage of you guys 4 hours after the Carolina game.
Right.
You guys have a tough loss. The media's giving you a hard time after, and you're trying to explain to them, hey man, they were in a two-shell, and you did it in such a graceful way without being rude. Like, hey bro, you don't know what you're talking about.
Right.
Yeah, I
You
would just
said
want to
it.
be like, yo, bro, back the fuck up. You don't know what you're talking about.
Sometimes that's what you
You
want to
want to
say.
say
You
that.
want to say that,
Yeah,
like, dude,
yeah.
you're not there. You don't know what it feels like with those guys coming
yeah.
at you. You don't know what you're looking at. I know you've covered the game for a long time, but it's different to play,
Correct.
and it's different to play that position. But you explain it so perfectly, and then after the game, you guys are on the field. Take me through what you're talking about, because usually, for the fans' perspective, it's you wait 24 hours. Maybe you blink through the tape, so you
Right.
have a pretty good idea of what you're going to watch the next day. But there's like an emotional drain that happens. 4 hours after the game, you're still feeling it. You're still on the high from the game, whether it's a win or loss.
Right.
And you guys are out there correcting mistakes from the game that just happened. Talk to me about that.
I think that's the thing. I was still feeling like I couldn't leave the stadium until we actually walked through this. And we watched the film before we went to the field. And usually, like you said, we wait 24 hours, let me cool down, we hang out. And then the Monday and Tuesday, that's when we go over the film.
grind it out,
and
yeah.
we walk through some stuff and talk about it. But at that time, I was like, it's too early in the year where I'm missing these plays where I know exactly what's going on,
Right.
but I need to correct it now. And for me to be able to, I'm a visual guy, I gotta walk through, I wanna see it, then I have it. And so I was telling Q that I can't leave. And so what we did, we went and watched the film, grabbed some food, went to the field, and just kind of walked through, tossed the ball around a little bit, just kind of to ease my mind and like, okay, next time I'm gonna hit this.
Adam,
Yeah.
you don't understand how unprecedented. Nobody does that.
Really?
Nobody does that.
It was
Nobody,
as much
this is-
like training as it was therapy, though.
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
part. It's
it was,
part of
it was
the.
just like,
yeah.
let's get it out. Let's
Yeah.
be done with it. And
Because it's a lifetime of emotions, 6 days in a row,
Right.
and then you get to your one game, right?
Right.
You win, it's like, oh, this is great.
Great.
And I've told him before, you lose,
terrible.
Dude, your girlfriend's ugly, you hate your dog,
Yeah.
the food sucks, maybe not your cafeteria food, but I'm just like, dude, I'm done.
Like, I'm a cat guy now. Fuck dogs.
And you can be a quarterback and throw 5 touchdowns, 400 yards, and you lose, and it's still like
It hurts.
It hurts.
It hurts.
There was that one play where, damn, that one play. If I would have threw it here, maybe if I would have just checked it down, or damn, I did miss that quick out where that could have,
Right.
a lead.
That could have extended a drive.
Right.
That could have.
And it seems like the media guys, more often than not, are trying to pry you, even if you have a great game, but you lose, to be like, D, man, you fucking 6 touchdowns, dude. You're the man, though, right? And you're like, dude, don't try to set me up to take myself away from the team.
The great ones and the people that really appreciate the game, they remember those 1 or 2 plays, even if you ball out.
Yeah.
Like, damn.
And that's the difference. It's the margin for error is so small. So that's pretty cool what you guys are doing. Tell me about the stuff you're doing in the offseason for some other quarterbacks, not just pro quarterbacks, right?
QB takeover.
Yeah, QB takeover. Yeah. So Deshaun's like the face of football, or one of the faces of the quarterback position, and he's in a position now where he can help a lot of young guys get better at the game. So kind of figured out a plan like, all right, let's get about 4 college guys. Some guys will be ending the draft soon. We're going to go through the same things that he went through. Let's bring them out. We're going to go to Vegas. We're going to have some high school guys who they're going to counsel as well. And let's take them through like what his offseason looked like.
Yeah.
So they can really understand, okay, this is how you have to work. All right, but when I get done working, I also get to enjoy myself. So go out, do dinners, do all those different things. And then you get them on the board. And you start teaching them the game at an NFL level. So they understand that there's people they can go to and a support system.
That's
so
great.
they can keep working on their game.
There's no substitute for that kind of experience, especially with somebody like you. You've seen it, you've done it at the highest level over and over and over, 2 Pro Bowls. Like, for you to even, the awareness to do that, to want to do that, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's very helpful, because I had that help when I was younger.
You did?
I met Cam. He was he started, he has a little flag football team that travels around. I was his first quarterback on his first ever team.
No way.
In high school, in Atlanta, Georgia. So like, I met him, and like, he was in the lead. He was telling me, first round pick, he won a national championship, this. And I'm like, man, this is crazy. Not even just like teaching me football, it's more of his presence.
Being around him,
just being around him.
Being a nice guy, right?
And that goes a long way.
That's awesome.
And it goes a long way. So being around these kids and helping them out, and they looking at me as
Is that crazy to be on the receiving end of that?
Oh,
Them looking up at you being like, what's your favorite ice cream flavor, Mr. Watson?
Nah, it is dope though.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
The only way I can truly kind of, connect is I played Wolverine at Universal Studios for 4 years. That was my first job in LA when I got out there. The kids were looking at me being like, where's Captain America? I'm like, oh, his name's Brad, he's not real. Anyway, you want to take a picture? But,
He's ruining kids' dreams.
But that's such a crazy, because it's, again, an easier said than done thing to be in a position where you can affect kids like that, and some guys, it's not a part of their DNA to want to seek that opportunity out and be comfortable enough like you are to connect with them and talk to them, and a lot of the kids probably, being nervous to talk to you, right? So you gotta meet them halfway.
Yeah. Just trying to make them feel as comfortable as possible. Just open, free, just keeping it real with them, honestly.
Good.
Genuine, keeping it real. Hey, this is open. Like, you don't have to treat me no different than anyone else. So.
I love that.
I read real quick that you text players, guys on your team, right? Pre-game.
Yeah. Really, it's just kind of simple. I just text, especially the week of the Buffalo game. I just text everyone coming in, and it was like, hey, let's be great this week. Everything we do is very detailed. It's gonna matter. The way we eat, the way we sleep, the way we train, rehab, everything is gonna matter if we win on Saturday or if we don't.
That's great. That's awesome.
Is that something, again, that you guys, I'm just so fascinated about how many things that having that friendship base is crucial when you want to throw some give and take and suggest things for him to be like, no, I'm not going to do that, or
Yeah, we do stuff like every time I leave his house, because I'm staying at his house when I come there, it's like a little note that I'll leave on the table. Or a text about the things he can
pick up more Captain Crunch.
Exactly,
You're out of toilet paper.
Get things out there in the gap room. Find the check down, little small things like that.
Just to think about, right?
Yeah.
Damn, that's dope.
And then the relationship you guys have, so people understand, you're around somebody this long, it's hard not to be just your buddy. It's hard to continue to coach somebody. So how do you guys get over that? Like, I know he doesn't have this big ego.
Right.
But at some point you gotta coach him and teach him. And that's not always easy. You get these guys that come into the NFL and nobody knows better than them.
Right.
So it's like, how do you keep that balance?
I'll say it's just the chemistry and just knowing that regardless of what I do, if it's on the field, off the field, he's gonna keep it 100. And I'm one of those people. I'm big on energy. I'm big on vibes.
Yeah.
So if our vibe is top notch, and for us to be able to, I can look at him as a big brother and be like, hey, regardless of what I'm doing, he gonna tell me if I'm wrong or right.
I like that.
And it just keeps everything kind of simple and just balanced.
You need that, right?
Yeah. I can tell me he's fucking up, and I don't feel bad about it. Like, but I know our relationship's not gonna change.
Like,
It's always like,
you look ugly today.
Yeah.
Switch that
But then on the
up.
flip side, you can be like, oh shit, your ticket to the game got lost in the mail. Like, sorry, yeah, you watch on TV.
you're not getting paid this month.
All right, last one. We'll get you out of here. Talk to us about when you guys go travel and work out. Any big plans this year?
We have a couple plans. It's not full settled, but yeah, last year we did, I don't know, like 21 days with 5 different countries.
Nice.
We did football camps, but also,
So cool.
enjoyed ourselves. Got some training in different countries.
With football
around
camps
different people.
In Europe?
Like Europe.
Yeah.
So
Damn.
UK, we did one in the UK, Austria, Italy,
China?
and China.
So
we tried to get one in Egypt, but it was kind of hard.
Egypt football camp?
Yeah, we didn't really know anyone in Egypt, and so once we got there, people started reaching out, hit me up on Instagram, like, hey, I'm in Egypt, I'm playing football in Egypt, can you do a camp here? But we're only in Egypt for like 2.5 days, so it was so quick. If we would have known ahead of time, we definitely would have.
If you ever go to Israel, I got 2 rabbis
We
on
went to
speed.
Israel. We did go to Israel too.
Are you serious?
But we didn't do a camp though.
Oh, okay, just wanted to
they
chill.
love football out there, though.
Yeah, they're big in it.
They really do. Edelman, I know Edelman goes out there.
Yeah,
He was there when we were there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's how I seen him out there.
There you go.
Is there something in the off season that, like, what's the balance of, and you can all speak to this, like, of hang time and trying to like let your body chill and enjoy so that you can like clear your mind and get on a, just kind of like just decompress. But then there's also, I hear from a lot of guys, and you guys again can speak to this, that you're like, no man, like 2 days, I'll enjoy myself, or maybe this is it, and then you're like,
Right
I'm
back
back
in.
into it.
For
What's it like
me,
for you?
it's more we kind of we put all the pieces together. I think every person is different.
Yeah.
And Mark can speak on it. So I talked to my trainer Ryan Flaherty. I talked to Q, and Ryan is like, hey, I want your body to relax for a whole month. So February, you get your training out. Not training, but you get rehab, PT, get the vacation out, all that stuff. Go to Pro Bowl, Super Bowl.
Wow.
And then once March hit, that's when we're
Time to
starting.
go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
So
sounds
kind of give
good.
you
Build
have
up
to
at the right time.
you need that rest though. I understand. I think so. This is all,
It's a grind, man, especially the way he plays. Are you kidding me?
dude,
He's
it's
all
a
over the
long-
field.
Mentally, physically, emotionally. I mean, spiritually, everything is. It's a long time. You're not, especially if you're one of the good teams that's playing to this point. I mean, you're starting in, kind of end of July, and you're going straight through. And it's.
But it's even how you like use your bye week. So off season it's 4 days a week working out,
Yeah.
but then bye week we always get away somewhere and we still work out.
Work out
Yeah.
and things like that.
And you guys got the best stuff too to like. So you're getting off game, like, I mean, they're rubbing it down, like putting the
Always.
creams on
Got
everything.
to. Yeah.
Is that your job?
No, I don't.
You
He's
the
got like
workout
four women at the same time massaging in different areas.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Awesome, man. Well, thank you guys so much for your
Appreciate
time.
it, man.
Thanks for
Great
coming, man.
Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Thank you.